Now that we've built all these effects, snapshots, and timelines, let's tie them together with Shotbox. Shotbox is kind of a master recall that allows me to call everything up at the same time. Now, there are a couple of different ways that we can recall Shotbox registers on the 6000. The first is the optional Shotbox module you see here. Its function is identical to what we can do on the multifunction module, it just has more buttons. For our efforts here, we're going to use the multifunction module. So I'm going to put the multifunction module into Shotbox mode. So you can see here that just like snapshots, we have a bank selector between bank 0 and bank 1, and a bank select button that will let me go up to a register, say, in the 90s. Let's go back to bank 1, and I have a couple of Shotboxes that I've already stored. And if we take a look at ME1, when I hit this, this calls up a 2 box. Now there's a lot going on here. We've got a couple of keyers on the ME itself, its backgrounds, and the frame memory recalled a still. We can go into the Shotbox menu to take a look at this. If I go to the Shotbox menu here, I can see that number 11 is called 2 box. If I hit edit, we can take a look and see all the components that are in this. I can see that ME1 has called up snapshot 1, DME has called up snapshot 1, and user 4 has called up snapshot 1. Now let's call another one. The big little, the 3 box, and the 4 box. Let's take a look at that 4 box inside Shotbox. We go to the 4 box and hit edit. Again, we can see ME1 has called up snapshot 4, and in this case we're using 2 channels of the 3 DME that are both on snapshot 4. And user 4 is where I've told the switcher that I want the frame memories to be recalled. It's a custom setting that you can set in the switcher. Now, Shotbox is very easy to add something to. Remember the device control stuff that we just did? Let's add a couple of those registers to the Shotbox. So here, let's select device 2, and now it's telling us that our only option is to add a keyframe effect. We can now dial or type the register in. If you remember, it started with effect number 4, and what we're going to do is hit store. Now, whenever we call this Shotbox up, it will automatically call up that particular point of time code on the HDCam XD deck. Let's take a look. I'm going to recall our Shotbox again, and it queued the deck. Now we can hit run and run that deck. Let's go and modify Shotbox 13. Now in this case, I don't have to go back up to the menu. I'm simply going to dial the knob, which allows me to scroll through all the Shotbox registers. And again, let's go over to device 2 and select effect number 6. Store it again. And now, when I recall my 3 box, a different point on the disk is called up. Now, right on this menu, we can modify the Shotbox. Remember all that device stuff we just did? Let's put some of it inside these effects. So let's go up here, and I'm going to pop the hang gliding footage into the upper left-hand corner here. And now on the Shotbox, let's modify it to call that position on the disk up, but go ahead and play it as well. So I happen to know that's device 2. And now it's telling me down here that the only choice I have is to call up an effect. So I'm going to hit effect, and I happen to remember that that cue point is effect number 4. Notice that it automatically put it in there. We need to hit store. But let's do one more thing. Let's go ahead and hit the auto run button. What the auto run button is going to do is not only recall the position on the disk, but press run for me as well. Now we need to hit store one more time to make sure that auto run got actually stored in the Shotbox itself. So let's go ahead and hit 4 again, and we can see that it started rolling it. Let's modify Shotbox 13. Device 2, effect, and let's call up effect number 6. And again, let's go ahead and hit auto run and hit store. So let's call up number 13, which is the 3 box. You can see the label here. We're going to recall it, it recalls it, and runs it. Let's go back to 4. Same thing, recalls and runs.